It's the music that we choose. 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 The music that we choose. The world is spinning too fast. I'm fine that Nike shoes to keep myself tethered to the days I tried to lose. My mama said to slow down, you must make your own shoes. Stop dancing to the music, I've got gorillas in a happy mood. Keep my groove on.
It's all garbage!
Alright, so the first topic I want to talk about is the PS5 prices.
They're pretty okay, I guess.
Compared to the Xbox prices. The top tier console, which on Sony's side is literally the same as the, in quotations, lower tier console, even though it's the same thing, but just without a disc drive. And somehow that takes $100 off the console price.
Well, I
Which
mean,
doesn't
the disc
make any
drive
sense. Maybe they just had a lot of headroom and they were marking it up really high for no reason.
Maybe. But like those prices don't really matter anymore because of scalpers. Like
Yeah, well the PS5
$10,000.
the PS5 pre-order got fucked.
Yeah.
That's also the new graphic cards for Nvidia. Their launch also got fucked by scalpers too, so it's not just PS5. I can only imagine what the Xbox launch is going to be like.
I'm probably gonna like ask for it for Christmas, but be like, hey,
I don't know if
you
you'll
want to
be able
camp
to
out?
find it. I really don't know if you'll find it.
Well, if we camp out for the release, like, because we did that with the Switch, and like we didn't think we'd get that because there was literally like 4 like Switches there at
Yeah.
GameStop, and since we camped out, we were able to get like the last one.
Yeah.
And I even got like a cool Nintendo Switch tote bag, which has like been destroyed at this point. Like the print on it is like so like jank.
Yeah. Well, now it's not worth any money.
No, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
And that's really all I care about. I wasn't gonna resell it anyway. It's cool.
Well, like, the thing is, Sony doesn't really have a low tier console, so they're not really going to be competing in the same space that the lower tier Xbox console is. So I'm kind of.
I mean, kinda with like the
that's-
discless version, but like it's not.
But that's not a
like,
cut down version of the console, though. That's
but
the
like,
same
so
performance.
how much is the? Okay, but
no,
how much is the
I'm
Series
not talking.
S?
I'm not talking about money wise because
Well, okay,
the
hold
Series
on.
S is I think
James,
300.
I have a point. If you just let me get to it.
I think
okay.
it's 300 because it's
And how much is the
$299.
discless? How much is the
It's
discless?
I think it's 400.
And that's like only 100 more for like a console that's like like more powerful, but just no discs.
Yeah, but
Which
a
it
lot
seems
of
like a
people
lot of
don't
gamers
have
are like
4K TVs. Like that's still a thing that's being adopted.
Is that like required for the new consoles or
No, it's not. It's just you want to have that if you want your
you
console to
want
look
it to
the
be
best.
optimized?
Well, no, it's just it won't
Well,
look as
yeah.
good, you know.
Well, that's what
If you're buying a
optimization
very
is, James.
if you're buying a
Making it
really
as good as it
expensive
can.
console in the first place and it can run higher frame rates and higher resolution, you probably just want to upgrade your TV too, you know?
Nah, I'm gonna use an old CRT. God, that'd be a nightmare to try to get it working on a CRT.
Well, you would have to get a lot of fucking adapters. The PS3 had a
Yeah.
cable that you could plug
Well,
in.
did you see that? Did you see that picture going around about like someone who had like a Roku working in like a 1950s like color TV?
I want one of those ones. You know, like the Fallout style TVs. I can't remember what like time period that would
Like
be
a
in.
crank TV?
No, the Fallout style TVs, like how the shape of the tube is. Those TVs are
Oh yeah,
actually like that's a real design.
like with like the wood grain.
Yeah.
Oh no, you
There
mean
was
like
some
the
on American Pickers. No, I'm talking about the tube itself.
yeah, the
Yeah.
weird one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
I
really
know what you're
want
talking
one
like
of
the space
those.
age. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that'd be
really
cool.
want one of those. Even if it doesn't work, I would just like it for a decoration, you know?
I mean, you already have that really cool like black and white TV.
Yeah, that white one that we found out in the woods. Well, me and Kyton did.
No, I mean like the one with like the tiny screen.
Yeah, well, I think the white one is a really cool, nice looking TV. I mean, it's not in great
Yeah.
condition because, I mean, it wasn't treated very good. But
I just like the one that you have like the little screen because like
yeah, that I
it
used for
reminds
the
me of
Atari.
like yeah, it reminds me of like
Well, that
I don't
didn't
know, like
work. That didn't work before I took it apart, and I figured out it was just like a loose capacitor, so I fixed it.
yeah, like it reminds me of like a like you're some kind of like dude who like works on TVs and that's like your monitor and you're like
Like
doing
oscilloscope.
like or like some kind of like hacker,
Yeah,
they got like
it
a
kind of reminds me of an oscilloscope, like
yeah,
how
I
small
don't
the
know what
tube
that
is.
means, but
It's
yeah,
like the
cool.
thing that you measure wavelengths with, Sam.
Wow.
God,
Yeah, I'm
what a
sure
fucking
everyone watching
loser.
this podcast knows that,
What a
James.
fucking loser. God.
Okay. Well, the thing that I really wanted to talk about, and the reason that we're recording this when we are, is because I saw a video by the YouTuber That
I
Creepy
didn't,
Reading.
but you did.
James hasn't, and so I guess it'll be more interesting. So I can kind of like bring up like why I have a newfound dislike of Butch Hartman. Because like I had kind of been like loosely following this controversy. Like I'd hear it like brought up like every so often that like, oh, Butch Hartman did the Kickstarter thing where like he basically he lied about like a kick. So like he had this Kickstarter and he had like a little ad for like a family friendly streaming service called Oaxis. And
Which
in
is
the
a
ad,
fucking
it's like
horrible idea.
yeah, so like in the ad, it's like a bunch of like a like family sitting on like a couch and then they're watching the TV and then like font like some spooky font pops up that says text scene horror movie trailer and like stuff like that and they're all like covering their eyes and in sheer fear of the
Yeah.
explicit content and then Butch Hartman basically like he does that thing that they did in that one bullying PSA where it's like wait are you it bystanders you shouldn't be a bystander he basically like freezes at time and he's like wow isn't this just relatable and
Wow,
sad
horror movies is the reason why kids shoot up schools.
yeah so basically that
Even
was
though
like what he
that's
was saying and
not.
thing is it wasn't until later that like after the Kickstarter reached its goal did people find out that Butch Hartman made it to be a Christian streaming service. And
Which
so
is also
like
really dumb.
which he waited like until he had everyone's money to kind of like be like, "Oh yeah, also there's going to be a religious context to everything." And it's like, "Are you serious right now?"
I
Um
fucking hate religion, Sam.
I
Religion
mean,
makes me angry.
it's not really religion itself that I don't like. It's just
I,
what it
I hate the
does to
idea
people.
because, well, I guess
Well, cuz
I guess I just hate the fact that
we're atheists, James.
it's
That's why we hate the idea of religion.
definitely not true because you can't even prove it to begin with. And once you can prove it, maybe then
Well, and
I'll
it's
start
not just
believing it.
that.
Well,
It's
it's
like
just so fucking stupid, and a lot of people. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of people because it isn't everyone, but some people act differently than they would if
yeah.
they weren't
It's like
religious.
if you practice religion and you just do it and you don't care
If you
about
do
like
it for the morality
you do
of it
it
all,
you do it just for like community and you don't get into like all this drama all this like political stuff where it's like oh gay people can't exist or whatever whatever
then you're fine.
um
Yeah, do
then it's
whatever you
fine
want.
yeah
As long as you're not
but if
hurting other people or putting other people
yeah
down, then I
yeah
don't care.
if you're not like some kind of zealot going out
Yeah.
there like holding up signs at gay rallies and you know dumb stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it turns out that okay,
okay.
hold on.
Alright,
Well,
finish.
it turns
finish.
out that Butch Hartman is one of those people who
Yeah.
basically does that. He's part of like this, like the Bethel like church, which is like a denomination of Christianity that basically
Yeah.
believes that the apocalypse will happen once the four seals have been broken, and those four seals is that the Bethel church takes over like the media,
I hope it
art, and
does.
like you know, basically they become like the all-seeing big brother in everyone's house. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how do they not see how dystopian that is? Like, no freedom of thought, nothing. It's all the Bethel Church, and that's what they believe.
Turns out that's the only religion that's real.
And yeah, God,
Jesus.
that
I
would
don't
literally
like
be the
that.
worst timeline. Um, and they believe in like faith healing, which is basically where it's like, oh, no medicine whatsoever. If
Yeah,
you
I don't
use
like that.
medicine, you're weak. If you use medicine, you don't believe enough. If you use medicine, God doesn't love you.
You
You
know,
know?
a
And
very
really like
interesting
instilling that
religion,
fear
Sam.
into people.
A interesting religion, Sam, is Buddhism, because that's what we're learning about in my world religions class.
And it's like, it's weird because like there are other religions that are just as bad as like Christianity when it comes to like, crusades, basically, where it's like, and you have like all these zealots who believe that everyone should believe like their way. And I think there is that with like basically every religion. I mean, some
Yeah.
religions, there's
But some
less
of
of
them
it.
I
Some
don't
religions there's
care
more of it.
about, so I don't really care that much about,
Yeah. And it's like I watched like this video where like this guy was
Well,
talking about how he was like formerly like a Buddhist monk, and I was like, oh, I bet when like he quit, like his family hated
Christianity
him or
is
whatever.
actually like one of the top religions in the whole world, because this is one of the things
Yeah,
that we
it's
did
thankfully
work
on a
on.
bit of a decline though.
Yeah, I think it's like 70% or something. It's
It's
mostly
actually
in America, like in the Americas, in Europe and Africa, parts of Africa.
it's actually kind of like interesting
It's like not
because
half
like
of the
it's also
world,
like
but
spread to like Asia, like
yeah.
people in Japan believe in God and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
but it's not like a main religion.
no,
I
no, no,
can
like it's definitely
actually.
like Hinduism and Buddhism in like Asia and like Eastern countries, but like religion is so widespread that there's like there's some of it in
Yeah.
like every country, like Christianity. It's weird, and I blame most of that on the Crusades, and mission trips,
Well,
which is
the
like
reason Buddhism is cool is they don't try to force you into shit. They don't try to
yeah,
force
yeah,
you to
yeah.
be a
So like
Buddhist, and you can take your time with it. It
yeah,
has some good thoughts in there.
and it's like they let people who like practice the faith, like, oh, you want to become like you want to become a monk for like a few years, try it out, see if you like it. Sure, go ahead.
And
Why not?
there's many gods, so you can pick and choose. If you don't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
one, you can believe in another. They're
yeah. And
very
it's like with
open.
Christianity, there's one God, and he was a bit of a bit of a prick in the Old Testament, but then like in the New Testament, he's like he kind of chilled down a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Even though like the dichotomy is like, why was he so angry and why did he hate humanity so much in like the First Testament, to where in the New Testament he's just like, you know what, I kind of chilled, like you can just like
Because
do whatever
people
you want,
rewrote
but as
it.
long as you pray.
Because
Yeah,
people rewrote it.
really that's like one of the reasons, like there's no evidence of like hell until like the Catholic
Religious
Church got their hands on like
religious
Christianity.
books and teachings are literally just a work of literature. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
I think if more people saw it that way and less of like this is the be all end all of like your
Which
life,
I wouldn't believe
you
in a
know?
religion because I think that there is a God or something. I would believe in a religion not in
For
the
like a
God
moral
itself,
reason.
but yeah, for the morals that are in it and for the lessons that you can learn
I
from it.
mean, I'm
I,
not really someone who believes that like you
because I
need a
believe
religion
in
to be moral.
science. I believe in science. I know, but there's still some good things that you can learn from
Yeah, I mean,
everything, pretty much.
yeah. And it's interesting to like talk about, and like
Yeah.
study, but like
Well, the
then
culture's
there's just
also really interesting.
then there's just like all that there's like so much good, but also so much bad that comes from it, you know?
Yeah.
And
And
it's like, would society be a better or worse place without it? That's like a really like hard question to kind of
I
like
don't know,
answer, because
because
like
if
in some
without
regards it would be, because like a
yeah,
lot of like
because a lot of tension is built up over uh religious things, you know?
yeah, I mean like without religion, would the Holocaust have happened? You know, or
Uh
would the
would we
Nazi
be
Party have just
arguing all
found
the
another
time in
scapegoat?
politics for no fucking reason?
Yeah. Would like gay marriage have been legalized much sooner? And it's
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, would there be more killings? Would there be more murders? Would there be more people acting out on like aggressive
I feel like
tendencies?
I feel like religion can help people with like certain mental issues though. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have a reason to live instead of feeling like you don't, you know, I feel like that can
yeah.
help in some
But
regards
that's
to
but
that.
still, it's like not everyone needs that,
Yeah. Well, that also
and
doesn't
it's
help
like,
everyone too. Because some people, I've heard a lot of people say that Christianity helped them get out of tough times, which I mean, I guess is cool or whatever. Is this
I get
podcast only
that.
going to be religious? Is this
I
going to
don't
be?
know. It's just this is a really interesting topic to
I
me and
know.
to you. You know.
Yes, yes, but are we going to make that the whole episode?
No, it doesn't have to be the whole episode. I mean, we'll probably go off on a tangent at some point.
All right, I want to talk about my project grade from the last time. If you guys
Oh, for your
don't
world
know,
religion class.
go look at it. It's beautiful and it's awesome. And I got
Yeah.
a A. I got 100% A
There's
on
a
that project.
If you all have seen the picture of that I made of Malachi eating Subway at Furry Subway, he included that into his project, and he still somehow managed to get an A.
Did she even look at it or try to read it, or did she just look that I turned it in and just I was like,
I
oh,
think
okay?
that's what it is. I
Because
really think that's what it
I
is.
really wish you would have looked at it. Fuck.
God.
Um.
Um.
So Pokemon condom.
Yeah. So for some reason we were talking about condoms, and I was like, "Well, I have one." And James was like, "Why do you have a condom?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, my mom gave it to me because it's a Pokemon themed condom that she found." Um, and it says,
Yeah,
"Don't catch 'em all."
that's that's the manliest thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth, Sam. I want to buy a
What?
Belle Delphine condom so I don't catch AIDS. When I definitely fuck people.
Yeah,
That
so you can.
happens all the time. I fuck all the ladies, you know. That's a lie, guys.
No, no, he does. I can confirm.
No, Ryan does. Ryan needs the Belle Delphine
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
condoms. Yeah.
I wish we could talk to Ryan. I wish he
I
didn't.
wish we could have him
I
on the
think we talk about
podcast.
this every time we mention Ryan. It's
Yeah,
just like,
when
man, I
the
wish he didn't
depression
hate us.
hits.
Yeah, when that
Um.
cold brew hits.
All right, I know this is not on the notes, but I really want to talk about Clone High besides spoilers. Like, I just want to talk about it
Don't.
from a
We'll talk
perspective.
about it when we watch it. We'll talk about it when we
No,
watch it.
no, Sam. I want to bring up a couple things that's not spoilery at all.
No.
First of all,
No.
J- Joan
No.
is best girl, and you can't change my mind, Sam.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't
I
know,
know,
James.
I know, I know. And it ended
I
too
think
soon.
JFK is best girl.
God, JFK has one huge ass. Oh my god. Woo! He's packing something in there, boy. Woo!
What is it, James? What is he packing?
He's packing one big. Oh!
One big. Oh!
God, I should drink 3 cups of that tea when you're only supposed to have 1 cup of that tea more often. Woo!
Your DMT and your tea, James.
No, no. I drank some of that
He made
chaga
tea out of
tea.
twigs.
No, I didn't make it out of twigs.
Yeah, out of
If I would have
twigs and
found a fucking
leaves.
birch tree, I would have, because you make some birch tea with the twigs and shit. I wanted to try
Don't
it.
don't you? Do you actually get high if you eat like tree bark?
I don't know what tree are you talking about.
Just like tree bark in
I'm
general,
not
because like you
sure.
see that in like TV.
Probably not.
Should I look that up on my school
No,
iPad?
no, no,
Can you
because
get
that's
high from
probably.
tree bark?
Can I get high from smoking?
Smoking what, James? Were you gonna say something, but you couldn't? You see, we talked about this last time. You should probably come up with what you're gonna say before you say it.
No. I decided not to say it. I don't want YouTube to smite me.
What, you want to smoke some dead squirrel carcasses?
I want to smoke some raisins. You would understand that joke if you watch Clone High.
Hmm.
Man. Play that one Marilyn Manson song about the food pyramid. Play that one song.
Well, grains are the foundation, so please take my advice. Have 5 to 11 servings of bread, cereal, or rice.
You know they don't use the food pyramid anymore.
I know! That doesn't even make any sense. That instantly makes that episode dated.
Yeah.
Even though
Well-
that made more sense than the stupid fucking plate.
Yeah. Well, it's like now it's like two things, like the plate, and then it's like the play tin or whatever.
The fucking food pyramid told you
Oh,
literally
5210.
way more.
5210. That's what it is.
God. It was way better than the fucking plate. Because that was only a couple years ago when they stopped using it.
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of things are instantly dated in that show, but it's so good, Sam.
yeah,
so
I don't wanna
happy
have
that they're
milk with
rebooting
every
it.
meal because like I'm like
Well,
kind
you
of
don't.
lactose intolerant, you know?
Yes, Sam, it's fine.
Like,
TikTok has
yeah,
not
but I'm
been
just saying,
smited!
James.
TikTok
but I'm
has
just
not been
saying, like,
smited, guys.
the plate doesn't make sense in
TikTok
like
is still
that
the number
regard.
one enemy.
Okay,
And
yeah,
I'm
now we
so
can talk
tired.
about TikTok.
I'm so tired of TikTok.
Look how
being
naturally
here.
we moved on from one topic to the other.
TikTok.
It's just like we're talking about something
I
where
was
James
so
is just
happy.
like, you know
I
what, I
even
want to
made-
shout about
I
like something else, and that's what we do.
even made a Twitter post about TikTok. How I was so happy that it was finally being smited off the face of the internet because I fucking hate TikTok. And then the government pulled a 180 on me. So
I'm actually kind of glad it stayed because that would have been a little, dystopian if like,
it doesn't
like
matter.
they blocked it. It kind of
It has
does.
security issues, Sam. Worse security
Every
issues,
website
apparently.
has security issues.
That one had it bad, Sam. I'm just trying to make excuses to try to... Come on, the U.S. government, if you're watching this, please. Please. Just cut it. Just cut it loose, man. That's all you have to do.
Just let it hang.
Yeah.
Be a man and let it hang. Okay, let's talk about last night we recorded an episode of Persona 4 Golden. And those are set to be released in October.
And November.
And a little bit at the end of September, I think.
November. Jesus
And November.
fucking Christ.
The beginning of November. You already mentioned it, so I didn't have to. Whatever. Anyway, we ran into a lot of issues with crashes.
Oh, well, I heard
Like-
that a lot of people were having trouble with certain social links.
Yeah,
Like the same shit that we were doing, so.
like the Chie one.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to hear something kind of sad?
What?
For some reason, last night I had a dream where like Chie was real and I was dating her for some reason.
Dude, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Uh,
And then I woke up and I was
Imagine
like,
having a
"No,
dream
don't leave
about
me."
boning a Persona 4 Golden character. I never thought about that. I don't know.
It's like that Batman comic where like he sees his parents and he's like, "No, don't
Why
leave
date one
me."
Persona 4 Golden character when you can have all of them? It's what I've been
Well-
saying for years.
I don't want all of them though. I don't like all of them.
Well, you can smite some of them, Sam. Why
I
do
like
keep saying
3 of
smite?
them. Yeah. Is Smite like your new like? Is that like
Yeah.
you're trying to make Smite a thing?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be
I
a
want to
thing,
go
James.
piss glue. You would also understand that when if you would have watched Clone High.
Wow. So this is just you saying the word Smite and
Kiss
making
glue.
Clone High references
Yeah, and you're not gonna understand until you watch it, and it's gonna
while
be
I
great.
talk about
We should watch it together again, so I
my
can watch it for
sad
the third
dream.
fucking time. Gonna watch it 3 times in a row.
Um
Alright, Porygon, Sam, tell us about it, because I don't know why you brought this up.
okay. So for those of you who don't know, back in the 90s, during the first season of the Pokemon anime, the Indigo League,
They had a cut episode.
they had an episode with the Pokemon Porygon in it, which got
That caused
canceled
people
after
seizures.
a while because it caused kids epileptic seizures.
I don't get
Um,
epileptic seizures because I'm a good boy and my eyes are epic and I'm not a weakling.
Wow.
Because that
You should
definitely
be.
makes
You
sense.
should be an evangelist, James. You should be an evangelist.
I have
You
no
could just
idea
say that.
what that means.
It's like one of those preachers you like go on TV and it's like, buy my miracle water straight from David's mouth. And you won't have to worry about the psychic vampires that I like to call the LGBT. You know?
What the fuck? Do you have an intro
Yeah.
for the podcast? I have a request for you after this.
Okay. I mean, I have an intro in mind for this specific podcast.
No, well, I keep making Clone High references because so I kind of wanted you to do like a Clone High intro, Sam. But
Okay.
you can make both intros,
How about this?
and
I'll make two
I can
intros.
test.
I'll make 2 intros,
And we can
and then
just
I'll
play
post
them
them to
one
your
after another.
Instagram. I'll post
With
them to your
a
Instagram.
poll? With a poll?
And, yeah, with a poll.
Yeah. And then one person will answer.
The one
because
person
all of
who
my
votes,
friends
yeah.
don't fucking do anything. I'm calling you guys out. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, they're not.
You
gonna see
guys
this
never
anyway.
answer me. Yeah.
Anyway, I should probably talk about
They
Porygon
like my
again.
posts. They like my post, and then don't say shit.
So,
Fuck you.
for those of you who've seen the episode, the moment where there were flashes,
I actually
wasn't...
wish I could find that episode. Sorry,
You
I
can.
keep interrupting you. Fuck you.
It's hard to find, but you can find it.
Well, I wonder if it's on that website though.
And like, you know, the beach one that like got canceled because they gave James boobs.
Yeah, that's probably on there.
That one was like only half translated before they like decided not to do it.
I
Anyway,
really don't understand why that one got canceled because that's not really that bad.
well, this was like at the height of when Pokemon was popular, so something like that happened. Plus, this was for kids, James. They like replaced guns with finger guns.
Oh yeah,
in Yu-Gi-Oh.
it was for kids when Misty, you know.
I'm talking. Anyway,
fuck. I just
so
caused myself.
So in the episode,
cough.
It wasn't actually Porygon's fault that the flashes happened. Really, it was Pikachu's fault because he's the one who like, you know, used the move that made the flashes happen. But the thing is, the Pokemon Company can't like outright ban Pikachu, so instead they took their anger out on Porygon and they basically blocked him from ever being like mentioned in the anime ever again. And then like he's not really involved in any of the like they don't like, put him in any of the marketing anymore.
A bunch of art because it had kind of blackface.
They had like and they had like a swastika.
I actually have one of the Jinx cards that.
Well, yeah, that was another controversy
sure
entirely.
That I have that, and then also.
So anyway,
what's that one Pokemon that they had trouble with? I think it was the evolved form of Abra.
Alakazam.
Or yeah.
Because of Yuri.
I don't know why I said Abracadabra. I guess it just.
And the fact that like
for some reason.
conservative Christian fundamentalists thought that it looked like a.
Yeah, and they stopped printing
pentagram.
that card. I think I have an Abra card.
They brought Abra and Alec. They brought the Alakazam line back for Fates Collide
Yeah, but-
recently, which was a pretty big deal, and I'm glad that they
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Pokemon Company, on Twitter, tweeted like that it's Porygon week, and they post like a bunch of like pictures of like Porygon and stuff, and then like to basically cap it all off, they like tweeted out Porygon did nothing wrong, and like a picture of Porygon from the episode, and then a bunch of people were like, "No, he did. He caused seizures. Oh, oh." You know, even though it was Pikachu's fault, people still blame Porygon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, poor Porygon. Hashtag justice for Porygon.
Yeah. All right.
Xbox bought Bethesda.
Xbox Bethesda. Xbox actually, this is actually a really big deal because this is the second biggest thing that Microsoft's bought that I know of. They bought Minecraft, which was way less, or they bought Mojang, but you know.
Well,
it's
okay,
same
they bought
thing.
Mojang, but isn't Minecraft still available
Well,
on PlayStation?
Skype, yeah, but Skype is. They bought it for the same price as Skype, basically.
Wow.
7.5 million, or no, billion, I think. Yeah.
God, can you imagine buying Skype? Like, who uses Skype anymore?
I mean, it used
Other
to
than,
be
like,
pretty
grandmas.
good before Discord.
Well, yeah, and like Zoom
And, well, everything else that kind of just copied, because
and big
even
blue
Steam
button.
has a thing. Yeah, big blue button, my fucking ass. That shit sucks.
Like, yeah.
But, alright, so Xbox made this huge deal, and now they own the rights to all ZeniMax studios, Bethesda, and all that shit. id, because they have... I don't remember if they own it, or if they just have a licensing agreement or something.
Mhm.
But anyway, they own all that shit. They also have the people who make the Evil Within. They have a bunch of great studios and games. It's so weird.
So now that they own that,
What is
do you
PlayStation
think?
gonna buy?
Yeah. So like, what do you think? Like, what publisher? Because I was saying
Well,
like they should buy
they don't-
either Sega, Capcom, or Bandai Namco.
Did they ever actually buy Insomniac? Because I know Insomniac makes games exclusively for
I think so.
PlayStation.
I think so.
But I know they weren't owned by them for the longest
But
time.
didn't they also make Sunset Overdrive, which was exclusive
Yeah.
to Xbox?
Yeah, because they had like they had a whole exclusive deal with PlayStation.
Which is weird because I think Yuri Lowenthal also voiced the main character for Sunset
Yeah,
Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive was actually really cool. I played a little bit of it. I haven't beat it, but
It looked
because I just
cool.
don't have time. It's
I
just
just never
people
I just
never got
never
into
used
it.
I just never used my
The wire
Xbox.
thing from Ratchet and Clank was like your main form of travel on Sunset Overdrive, and there was a lot of waves, like a wave type thing that you had to do with guarding
Mhm.
areas to complete missions. It was kind of cool. I liked it. It was
What
basically
if
a
Sony
zombie
bought
game.
Nintendo?
That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, if
Sony
any
doesn't have
company-
the money for that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they
you
probably
don't know.
do, but like,
But like that would be a
wouldn't happen.
huge risk,
Yeah.
and I don't think Nintendo would. I think they're like a publicly traded
Wouldn't
company,
happen.
so like they'd have to go under for that to be a possibility.
Yeah.
But like, I think that like if anyone were to buy Nintendo, it would be Microsoft before it would be Sony.
Well,
Because
Microsoft is
Microsoft and
actually
Nintendo
on
already
good
have, like, a-
standings right now.
Yeah.
They've
Can you
been doing a
imagine
lot
Mario
together.
on the Xbox?
I'm
That would just feel so wrong.
They're so close now. I feel like they could make like an exclusive game or something together. I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like that would be interesting because I know Sony and
Sony really needs to do
Nintendo-
something,
Well,
you know?
Sony and Nintendo are kind of rivals for some reason. Like they're the only ones that I haven't really seen be on good standings with each other.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Atari's making a comeback.
What if they bought Atari?
No, they're making a console. Atari is making a new
Oh.
console, and it's actually kind of interesting. So It kind of
That's gonna.
reminds me. They're putting modern games on there, but it's
Yeah.
literally a $300 PC or a $400. I think it's $399 or something. Don't quote me on that, but it's basically a PC because you can also install Windows onto it. Like they have that natively supported, which I haven't seen in a long time since like PS2. PS3 might have done it, but you can run any operating system on it, which is really cool. I really like what they're
Like
doing.
iOS.
I don't think it will be a big hit, but I think that's an interesting idea for a console. I like to see Sega make a console or a handheld,
What if
like a new
Apple made a
handheld.
console?
They did a long time ago.
Yeah, they had like a mini console, but that
No,
was like
they
for
made
mobile
they
games,
made an
right?
actual console back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
I guess it must have failed since we can't remember much about it. Remember when
Um,
Nokia made a console? The like
well, no,
InSync?
it's just I think it was really expensive. There was a couple cool things on it.
Oh yeah. I mean, most failed consoles at least have something interesting to talk about
I
with
want
them, you know?
to get some of those consoles. It's just they're really expensive because there
Like the
wasn't a whole lot
Nokia
made.
InSync. It was a
Yeah,
phone and a console. And you could
yeah.
play Puyo Puyo on it.
You can also play Doom on it, which you can play Doom on anything. But
I think you could also play like there's a Kingdom Hearts like download only game on there. I'm pretty
hmm
sure. Don't quote me on that.
there's a lot of exclusive games for a lot of those
Though I don't
early
know who'd
2000
quote me on that.
consoles.
I mean, no one's watching this other than your fan base, which are the people who are responsible for canceling Clone High.
Yeah, well, I guess we should talk about that too, because it makes me really fucking pissed, because it leaves off on a fucking cliffhanger, and then they got the show fucking canceled, even though it would probably been canceled anyway because of low ratings or some shit, because it didn't really
Hmm.
catch on until years later, which is kind of sad, because it's so fucking good.
Hey, you know what else? Kind of left off on a cliffhanger.
And the reboot's not gonna have Gandhi, because they don't want to anger the Indians again. Or the people
Hey,
from
you
India.
know
I
what
don't want to
else
say
kind of ended on a cliffhanger?
what your fucking mom. Ha,
No, Undertale.
got you.
So anyway, Undertale.
No, no,
It's like
hold on, shut up, shut up. I want to give some
oh,
thoughts. I want to give some thoughts. I want to give some thoughts.
oh, so
Fuck
you get to
you.
continue a topic. You get to continue a topic if you want to. Whenever I want to continue a topic, you
Yeah.
just shout over me
No,
until I
no.
shut
We're
up.
talking about Undertale. I just want to start. You fuck. Fuck you.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I recently watched Jacksepticeye's playthrough again, and I still cried at the same moments that I cried last time. Still had the same
Mhm.
fucking big ass grin on my face at the ending because it's just there's something about Undertale that's timeless. And the only reason that I'm bringing this up is
Yeah.
because a week ago it was Undertale's 5th anniversary. So
Yep, and they announced some new information on Deltarune Chapter 2, and they also kind of explained why it's been taking so long, because Toby Fox has some health issues with his, like, arms, I
Chris,
think.
yeah,
Um, and he's got, like, a team now who's helping him
and
out,
he's
and
hiring now with more
yeah,
people.
you should apply. You should apply. Be like,
No.
look, I made
No, I don't
this.
fit the requirements because
Uh,
I have to have some actual experience more than what I have right now. I don't really have that
I
much experience.
think you also have to be, like, over 18, too.
Well, yeah, he probably wants someone more mature. And that's not a
Um,
requirement everywhere, but you know.
I remember back in middle school when, like, Ryan and I were super into Undertale. I think we were the only two that were really that into it. Because I know that you were kind of into it, and like so was Mary, but like me and Ryan were the two that were like
Well, I
really
was
into
into
it.
it. I just wasn't into the fan base because the fan base was kind of cringe. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Ryan and I were like super kind of into the fan base. We like followed a bunch of like fan like comics,
Yeah,
um,
that's something I don't like.
or like fan videos. Like remember Glitch Tale?
No.
Of course you don't, because that was a Ryan Mason me thing.
So like after rewatching it, I understood a lot of the hidden plot points that were in there a lot
Yeah,
more, and I was like, oh shit, really? You know. But I want to do a series on that.
I mean I kind of want to
I just
free
want
to
to
play
play
it, I
it
guess.
because the music is so fucking good.
I kind of want to wait for like
The Muppet boss is the
me
best.
to actually be able to come over. That way we can like
Yeah.
do it Game Grump style,
Well,
you know?
the Muppet boss is actually my favorite boss after rewatching it because the music was so good. The fucking battles were so cool. The ending
like how
boss
in-
is so good too.
I like
Even though
how in
you can't
Genesis,
really lose. Yeah. What?
I like how in Genocide Route, if you kill Muffet, her like spiders like show up to
Yeah.
like collect her dust.
I like Muffet. She's pretty cool. She's a cool character.
Wow, you want to bone Muffet?
Sure, I want to.
Are you gonna have? Are you gonna have a dream where she comes to life,
Yeah, I'm gonna have a.
and then you both throw hammers at me in the woods?
Yep. Exactly. Oh my god.
You know we have to do that in a series now, where like you throw a hammer at me in the woods to kill me.
Do you want me to throw a hammer at you in the woods?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a real one; it would be like a fake one. I have like a blood packet.
Yeah, I want to. I don't know. I have some stuff I want to talk about. Kind of like summarizing the next, like, what they have to look forward to for the Jacket Guy series.
I mean,
I don't want to give
nothing's
away
really
too
set in
much.
stone, though.
Yeah, but
You
like
know,
some of
we're
the
probably gonna
things.
revise it a bit.
Well, I'm also gonna have you revise over it a little bit. I don't want you to change too much. Like, I still want my original
and I don't
vision
want to
in
like
there.
have to write an entire thing
Well,
again.
I want my original vision in there, you know, and then you can add in some of the more comedic parts.
Huh. Original vision, huh?
Yeah. Oh my God, are you gonna talk about the song thing that you
That's not.
you threw a
That's
fit
not.
over a fucking
That wasn't.
song?
Okay.
For
We've
no
never really
reason?
talked about this publicly.
Yeah, he got mad, and me and him
Hold
almost got
on,
into a fist
James.
fight.
Let me explain my side. So basically, we came over, and I was like, okay, so what do we have planned for the thing? And I was expecting like a little bit of a script, maybe, but instead we've had a bulleted list of like this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens.
Which is,
And
I
so
mean, a start.
I had to adapt all of that into a script.
Yeah, which you did a good job.
And so I did.
My favorite episode.
Thing is, you know, I was the script writer, and I was the person who had to kind of explain the script.
You were the director.
Yeah. Thing is, neither you or Malachi would listen to me whenever I would say anything. It's like, I want to do this shot, and I would do it like this, 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 and this. And you'd be like, well, it'd be better if you did it like this, and maybe we should do this like this. And I'm like, okay,
yes,
yeah,
but then you explain your point,
good.
and then I agreed with you.
Yeah, but then Malachi would still be like, I don't know, I don't
Yes,
I don't
because
want
he
to be
was
here.
fucking with you.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, it doesn't mean it was any less annoying.
No.
When I'm trying to like do something, and then you two are just like clowning, like, oh look, I'm smushing his face. Look at my scab.
Because we had to have bloopers. We had to have some bloopers.
We had enough.
We had like
that.
a 30-minute blooper reel, and the video only turned out to be like 10 minutes. And we had a 30 fucking minute blooper reel.
That kind of explains the whole filming process of this movie.
Then when we were editing, I let Sam pick out a song, and then I'm the editor.
Which you all
so
agreed
I
on.
could, yes, and it was a good choice. And then I thought this song fit, which was Master of Puppets. And
I literally,
And
look,
then you were like, I don't think I like it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I
it.
like it, so okay.
I was going
and
to
then
veto
Malachi
it
was also like, yeah, I think it fits pretty okay. So
it was something that I wrote. My vision.
It doesn't matter. So, all right,
and he chose a song, and I was like, no, I don't want this in, you know, my script, my thing that I wrote, that I directed.
It's our thing.
I gave you a choice between like 3 songs, and you're like, no, and you vetoed them. And you gave me like a choice between one song, and I tried to veto it, and you were just like, no, shut up, Sam, shut up, go cry, kiss baby.
And then he got pouty, and then me and him settled this.
I was tired, and I was mad.
We said the only important part is we settled this with rock paper scissors, and I won. So I
Yeah,
got the song.
because there was literally no other way to reason with you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So now that you know how creative limitations
And that's why
are when
I'm
we go
like,
filming.
I don't even want to have like barely anything to do with like the script writing process. Like, I'll try to ad lib some stuff to make it more funny, but like, that's it.
Sam,
That's it, writing
that
wise.
that's literally not
And I'm
that has
like,
nothing to do with choosing
might-
music, Sam. You wrote a
yes,
good
when you
script.
spend that long on trying to do something and do it a certain way, and then someone basically is like, you know what, I want to do it like this though, and you're like, I don't want to do it like that, and they're
Yes,
like, well, too
because
bad.
yeah, you would never make it in showbiz, Sam.
Yes, I would,
You
because no
have
one
to
would be like,
adapt. You have to adapt. God fucking damn it.
usually, like, when you direct an actor, they don't be like, well, actually, I want to do it like this, so I'm not going to
Yes.
listen to you.
Yes, Sam, because I have a say-so in things too.
Or it's like, I want to put the camera here, and they're like, well, actually, I
I
want to have
let
the
you
camera
do
like this.
almost everything in it,
Even though it doesn't
Sam.
make sense to
I
have the
let
camera
you
like
do
this.
almost everything, and I wanted this one song, and you were like, "No, I don't want this one song." And I was
Because
like,
at this
"Come
point, it was
on,
my
Sam!
project.
Come on! I let you do everything. You were director. You were scripter.
And then you all were being like, oh,
you
you've
chose
been an
other
asshole all
song."
day. You've been an asshole all day.
I think we were all being assholes all day, so I think that
Yeah.
one's kind of a lie. But, that moment's in the past, Sam. Anyway, we went off on a
I'm
really
still
long
mad,
tangent.
though.
Yes. Yes, Sam. As I would have. I can't believe we let ourselves get so mad about that where me and you almost got into a fucking fist fight over that dumb shit over a fucking song.
I wouldn't have gotten into a fist fight because I know I'm going to lose.
Oh,
Like,
Sam, you have to have more confidence than that.
and then we went in to do, like, the jacket fighter project, and then, like, every time I handed you something, then you're like, actually, there's holes here. And I'm like, you know what?
Yes,
Just get
because
someone
there's
else to do it.
holes.
I'm tired of this.
Yes,
Yeah,
Sam.
and I didn't really care at that point because I was
Yes, you have to
tired
have
and
pride in your
exhausted
work.
and kind of done with Jacket Guy at that point.
Yes, because we've been working on it for like weeks straight at that point. I think we were both getting a little burned out.
Yeah.
And then
Plus,
I
my
went,
legs hurt, so I could hardly do any of the poses right.
and then I went and wrote everything except for the final part and the arc that we're doing right now. And
Yeah.
I want your help on that.
Can we take the
because-
bus this time to the filming location?
No, I don't even think there is a bus that goes over there.
There's a bus.
That's like that's not even that far, Sam.
To you, because you walk more than I do. You're in marching
You're
band.
such a lazy fuck. Oh my god. That was a joke, guys. Just so you know, I'm not being an asshole here. That was a joke.
Yeah, Lily.
Anyway, I don't know. I want you to help me with that because that's kind of laying the groundwork for those
I mean,
characters.
I'll help a little. I'm not going to be as hands-on, though, as I
Yeah.
was. And if you want to do something, I'm going to let you do it and not be like, oh, well, actually, I want to do it like this, even though you're the one who wrote this and you're the one who has it all planned out in your head. I want to take it and do it like this because I know everything
Oh,
and I,
so
you know.
so you're trying to be the better person here. So you're
Yeah.
saying, okay.
And I'm not going to, like,
And I also want to
pickpocket
restructure
someone's
the first
phone and then
three.
hide it from them and make them feel like they're losing their mind all day.
We didn't
You
pickpocket the phone. I think you handed it to him or something. I forgot how I got into Malachi's hands. But that was just a prank. That was a harmful prank.
Oh, it's just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank, bro. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we didn't even record for that. We were just fucking with you to fuck with you. We
Yeah.
should have got that on camera. What the fuck?
That's what I was more mad about. You didn't even like record. That was just bullying at that point.
No. It was a goof.
And then all day you're like, "Oh my god, stop complaining. It's not that far." Even though we're walking on the tracks and it, there's a bunch of rocks and stuff, and you can't actually, roll your suitcase around how it's supposed to be rolled around because it's a heavy suitcase. No. You got to hold it like this and break your back because you're not used to lifting that kind of weight and walking this far. But we are, and so we aren't gonna, give you any sympathy at all.
So I want to restructure the first 3 episodes of Jacket Guy because I don't think they're up to the quality standard of later episodes. I still want to keep all the story beats there. I just want to add to it and make it more stable as a groundwork for these characters, Which
Remember
I mean,
when we?
I guess that's what we got for not scripting any of that, and all of that was basically done like improvised.
Remember we had to leave like the playground area that we like filmed the fight scene in, like right before we filmed the fight scene because of there were like there was like a family there.
Yeah, we should just.
And we
fucking
thought
there.
the park was gonna be empty because of like COVID, but no.
Yeah, we should just filmed it there. That would have made them so uncomfortable.
While
I
they were there.
Laughed. Yeah. Exactly.
Including the part where like you hit me with the thing, and where I like try to you on the on the ladder.
Fuck. Oh my god. That whole fight scene was my favorite part of the whole fucking.
That's probably the best thing we've ever done.
Also, the training montage was pretty good. Oh god, that's probably my favorite thing that we've recorded so far. God, fucking love that so much. I don't know how we can top that in the next episode because I want the next couple episodes to be, a little bit more.
Well, I choreographed that fight scene, James. That was all my brainchild. And you and Malachi were both like, "Oh no, we don't have to do it here. Oh, we don't have to do it like that."
I agree with you. That was
the entire time
because we got some funny moments out of that where you fucking stabbed me twice.
I still like the part where it's like, "Oh, you want this? You're gonna have to get through me," and you just like throw the sword down the slide, and then you go down the slide.
I almost stabbed myself with the sword.
And then I stabbed you.
Yeah. And then I slammed the swing into your chin, even though you didn't feel it somehow, even though I literally heard it smack your chin.
It didn't hurt. And I thought you were like, I was like, I don't know. I was so like exhausted at that point. I was like, what are they doing? Yeah, no, it didn't hurt. Let's just keep going. You're like, oh my god, hit him in the chin. Oh my god. I'm like, yeah, let's move on. It didn't hurt.
God.
Yeah.
That was some of the best filming. So, we also have a script for the second episode of DJ and Dennis.
Yeah.
Too, that
I think it's
would like to do.
Well, we've had that script for a while. We just never got to film it because of reasons. Because I didn't want to film at like 3 a.m. and you're like, no, we can do it. And I was like, no, let's do it tomorrow. And then we didn't do it the next day because like we were super exhausted at that point. But we ended up just wrestling each other.
And we played.
Because we were trying to film a fight scene, and whenever I film a fight scene with you and I don't like choreograph it, it always ends up in you just beating me.
Oh my god.
Like non-scripted, just beating me. Like I'll try to like pull my punches and stuff, and like not actually go ham on you at all.
And when you hit me, I'm like, "Ow, Sam, that really hurt," and I just start wailing on you.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
You were smiting me.
Yeah, I was smiting you.
And I was like, James, I'm so tired of this. Let's just not. We didn't even have Ella to like hold the camera anymore because she like she was done with it.
No. Yeah, and then we watched Rick and Morty. We caught up.
Yeah, I don't. Why is it every time that Ella's around, she's always gotta be in our stuff? I never asked to be in her like TikToks.
I don't know. I like Ella being in our shit. She adds an extra layer of pizzazz.
She adds cringe.
No, pizzazz. There's a certain aesthetic to cringe, Sam.
Hmm.
Except for episodes 1 through 3 of Jacket Guy. That I cannot take.
Remember the ending of the episode where like I held the mask and it's like, ooh, the Lucha
Yeah,
ha
I
ha ha
just
club.
skipped that part because we need to totally rewrite that because it's all dog shit anyway.
Yeah. I guess I was trying to like ad lib it and make it funny, but it just turned out being stupid.
No, but what you did ad lib and turn out making funny is episode 4, where you're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get him." No, I don't think you realized how loud and peaked that audio was going to be, but oh my god,
Oh
it
yeah,
was
it
fucking
is.
perfect.
It kind of breaks the video. How? Why was the mic so close to my mouth?
I
Like,
remember you had it like almost in your fucking mouth when you recorded it.
why?
I don't know.
Why did I do that?
I don't fucking know.
Oh god.
So Johnny Test, John Cheesy Test. I know that episode hasn't made it out
No
yet,
one
but
understands that.
I know that episode hasn't released yet, but I just wanted to say
He
that for
he used
teasing.
a sprite swap. He used a sprite swap for Narukami's menu sprite and replaced it with Johnny Test as Narukami.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Alright. I'd actually like to share some of the music that you've heard these before, so I'll just let the audience listen to it. Which one was your favorite, Sam?
I don't know. They're all kind of similar. Like I like them all kind of the same.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's better than what I did on that stupid fucking rap. I don't know. I feel like my art isn't up to point to this music. Alright, that's all you guys get to hear. Fuck you. Well, I am Poppy Ass, and this is our podcast. And I hope you guys have a wonderful time
Oh,
on
we're
the
ending it
flip
now?
side, brothers.
Alright, see you all.
Peace.